Aloha, everybody. It is the afternoon of November 7th, and we are sitting here waiting for the most important news ever. Maybe, probably not. Hi, I'm Primo Kimo, and welcome to eBay Reseller News Now, part of my media empire, Fracking the Hoard. We have 4 videos. This is the fifth one. Fifth one. So welcome, everybody. I'd like to talk today about a couple of things. But the first thing I would like to talk about, well, I'm going to talk about the nuclear reset and my amazing results from that experiment. And I'm going to show you my my actual eBay results for impressions and traffic and so forth. So we'll do that in just a second. But I did want to start by mostly I want to give people a quick little update about what I've been watching for the past week and amongst the reseller YouTubers that I enjoy and find value in. So the first person I'm going to mention, and these are in no particular order, but they're in a particular order. This is the first person from Wave 3 that I really started following. The Auction Professor is sort of always kind of my... he's a little bit of a go-to guy, but he is not producing many videos anymore. Perhaps he is on Patreon, but I'm not following him on Patreon. But I have gotten lots of good sort of just practice. I sell large items, and I have switched in the past few years to small items. So they are different animals, and he sort of guided me a little bit through the, small items I think are what the bulk of eBayers sell. And I'm now entering a crowded field when I was in a limited field. And so I really enjoyed how he explained things to me. But James, from My Boring Reseller Life, he's on vacation. So we don't have to talk about him much. But good job, you had a vacation. And he's in the Smoky Mountains at some crazy cabin. Go check out his videos. My bro Jeff from Hayfro Sells, he has a lot of cool stuff to say, and his most recent video, his second most recent video is about an insider gave him some tips about how to keep your account looking good to the algorithms. And one of the interesting points, you should go check out his videos to see all the little intricacies. Some of them are weird, and some of them seem like, yeah, that would definitely work. But he was also saying that you should be both a buyer and a seller on eBay to keep your account awesome. So go check out his video on that. Josh Galt's back. He had a little respite last week. He had a little, something, and then he had like an illness. But he's back, and he's fired up and talking about stuff. And he's probably somebody you should talk to about or listen to about analyzing the eBay numbers when they come in later today. Could be right now. Look at this. I've got this right here. What's that say? Hold on, let me look. I'm going to refresh that. No, nothing's happening. I don't see it say anything good. Can you see that? Is that too small? I don't know. It's way too small for me to see it on my own screen, but hopefully you can see that. That's the eBay numbers. Maybe those will change. I don't know if those automatically refresh. Anyway, Josh Galt. It's good with the numbers. eBay Power Hour podcast. That's with John from Flipping It Easy and Josh Galt. And they yenta it up and talk about stuff. And I like the podcasts that actually are trying to teach you something. Although Trash to Cash podcast, they're goofy. They basically just two guys just pick on Commonwealth Flipper for an hour, but it's mildly amusing. And then of course John, again, not in no particular order, John from Flipping It Easy. He's just a kind of a bit of a no nonsense guy, and I like that. And a running theme through at least a couple of these YouTubers is your account health, as far as making sure you really stay on top of your account, answer questions quickly, respond to returns quickly. These are all things I do, but apparently maybe that's not necessarily a priority to people, but keep that account in good shape. That's going to do nothing but help you in the long run, in the short run, in all the runs. I'm not a runner, though. Not that strong a runner. So let's talk the nuclear reset. I have been doing an experiment. I'm going to just jump right into it. If I remember how. Oh, no. Oh, and let's check out. No, nothing happening on the eBay yet. Okay, so we'll put that away. We'll go over here. We'll go here. Boom. Okay. I think this is the nuclear reset. So actually, let's start on this page right here. This is going to show you, this is going back to September 1st through November 7th. So you get a nice long run, and look at the number. So as you can see here, these are the regular reset, the eBay reset, reset 1, 2, 3, days in between. Fourth day reset again, 1, 2, 3. I turned off ads here way back in September, and guess what? That was miserable. That was miserable. So turn back on the ads, blah blah blah. So I did this all the way up until my wife got COVID here, so things got a little sloppy right here where I missed it, then did it here, and then missed it here. So right here on looks like October 28th is when I decided to, let me make sure you're seeing all this. Yeah. See how small I am over there? I made sure my big head wasn't in the way. On October 28th, I started doing half of my store. So for 4 days, I did half my store, half my store, half my store. Every day, did half the store for 4 days. And then I was like, but what is this really showing? So then I went full nuclear on November 1st. I went full nuclear, and I relisted my entire store. And as you can see, the first day that I did that, I'm just looking impressions, but like it corresponds even more how crazy it looks with the page views. So even here, I was losing ground. It was just kind of going downhill. Then I did this reset on October 28th. These 4 days seemed pretty solid. And then I did the nuclear, and it went boom. Now, apparently, this is more page views than I've ever had. I mean, maybe it's sometime in the past where we can't see this chart, but this is a lot of page views on the nuclear reset. And then it went up. Every day relisting. Start from the beginning. I have 17, almost 1,800 items in my store. During this entire time that we have been on COVID watch and to the store or selling new items, which are good. This is all old stock. I mean, if 20 days is old to you. So that's another important piece of this, is like, this is amazing. And then up here, what is happening? You can see right here, this is today. We're just about halfway through the day. If you extrapolated this out another half, it's going to be way up here. And every day I'm shocked. I mean, yes, it did drop down, but on the 6th day of doing the nuclear reset, I have more page views than on the highest day of doing the regular reset way back in October here. Why? I don't know. I look at these, look at the amount of off-site, external site views I have, up 46%. That's this darker color down here. I don't know. I don't know why that's happening. What are the external views? If these are coming from Google, then they're indexing my sales immediately. There's no waiting 24 hours, 36 hours for Google to index them. They're happening instantly. And generally speaking, as this goes along, although I don't see it happening right here, I'm having more page views than I am impressions. And it should be what's happening if you're actually getting external site views. And that is what's happening. Also, you can see up here that my organic views are jumping through the roof, and they're the ones fluctuating. My 6.2% ad buys for dynamic ads capped at 6.2%. That's how I do it. Dynamic ads capped at 6.2%. Look at how it's the same. It's like, like 2 inches on my screen here. It's always the same. It's giving me the same amount, but doing the nuclear reset is busting my organic views wide open. I don't know. I'm just reporting the facts. Now, here, interesting part. Does this make my sales better? That's the final one down here. Dun 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 dun. Wait. No. Hold on. I gotta do one thing so that it's better. eBay reseller news now. Our main story. Yeah, spoiler alert. Yes, it did. So you can see, you can see a couple of holes here. No sales in the past. Again, we're looking at September 1st through November 6th. Then I'm going to show you something else. But that's lame. So the last time I had any sort of grouping of good sales was back over here. So now look at this. These are sales that are corresponding the Twin Towers here and the Twin Towers all the way up. This is a corresponding. Now it's still not ideal. It's still not up to for me. April happened in June. So I had, great sales in June and then they fell off a cliff. Most people are reporting April, but mine was June for some reason. So yes, they do. It does correspond to more sales. Now, I can't say that this wasn't eBay turning on the sales spigot somewhere around November 1st or something, because right here, November 4th, this spike right here, this super spike, I feel like eBay took one of the levers and just kind of went, just a little bit up and turned everybody on just a little tiny bit more. So I can't be sure. I think that November 4th was, if I'm right, that was a Saturday, which Friday into Saturday is going to be a good sales day. I shipped out, I don't even know how many. Monday I shipped out 15 items. Today I shipped out 3. I did a little video about them. They were nice items, not a lot of the regular items like records and comic books and things. I consider those like my smalls. Those are the things that should pay the rent. And then the big ones are like my money. So big things have never really slowed down. It's the small things, but I have lots of those and most people do. So that's what we're kind of worried about. And I want to show you now this one, which it's not as shocking because these big fat little lines just aren't that exciting. But what's exciting are these numbers. What's exciting is this is between November 1st to November 7th. My impressions up 51.4%. My page views are up 104.8%. My quantity sold is up 73, whatever that number is, 73. Organic impressions up 118%. Promoted impressions are down. So, top search spot up 140. Rest of search slot 119. I don't know. I'm freaking out. Something bad's gonna happen because this is like too good. But I don't know. So that's what's happening. That is what's happening right now, and I don't totally know what to make of it. It's just really good. And everything seems to kind of be slowly coming back online. Please. I just want to be rich during Christmas and buy all the stuff. That's all I ask. Is that too much to ask? Because we have been eating a lot of soup lately. So anyway, I'm not necessarily, I can't, I can just show you my numbers. These are real numbers. I can't tell you to do the nuclear reset because really it feels to me it takes about a half an hour, 35 minutes every morning so first of all, I keep all my items in there from the day before. So all my items are in my ended listing. So the very first thing I do every morning, I do it right when I wake up around 6 o'clock in the morning. It's 3 o'clock eBay time, so that's pretty early in the day, which is a great time to do it. Go to my ended listings and I erase them all, because that way I know I've been through a whole 24 hours. I know I didn't screw anything up, so all those items would still be there if I did, so I could fix it. I do that. Then I go back to my items and I pull out another window that has all my offers that are out. This is the tedious part where you keep those to the side and then you have to go through your 1,800 items, ending 200 of them at a time, and making sure that you're not ending the ones that have offers out on them. That way, so that offers can stay out, because offers are how I get, 90% of the business comes through offers. Although I have been getting some nice offers through just people buying them. once you go through, it's 9 pages. I write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the bottom of a Post-it. At the top, I write how many items I started with. 1763, I think it was this morning. And then after I'm done doing 1 page, I put a line through the 1. So after doing that 9 times, I have relisted all, ending and sell similar. I've relisted all my items. That's how I do it. I probably forgot a step in there, but you probably already know how to do it. It's just a matter of, do I erase those the ended items after I do them? No, because if you accidentally try to relist items, one important thing I do also, I lower the price on every single one of my items I'm relisting by 1% every day. Maybe they're priced too high. So I'm just like so in 5 days, they go down 5%. I will start to see some sort of action through that as well. So once nope, I can't remember what I was going to say. I'm going to say something really important, but maybe not. So after I've relisted all my items, what? I guess that's it. Then I have breakfast. And then I feel good about it. And then offers start coming in. So another metric that I'm trying to use is how many offers I have out. And in slow times, I'll have like 18. In the now times, I have in the 50s. In the best times, I had in the 70s. So that's another important thing to mention. Boy, I felt like I just talked for like 10 minutes straight. Oh, I did? Oh, okay. So tonight is at some point. Let's go check the. Let's go check back to the big news here. Let's see. This says big with news. Oh, did I close it? Oh no. Nobody cares. Oh well, Google Finance eBay is what I was looking at. And let's see if anything has happened. I don't think it has. Nope. 40.67. It's up 31 cents today. It did just spike a tiny little bit just now. So, but I don't see that their numbers have been regurgitated. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. But that should be about 4 o'clock or later. And in the meantime, tomorrow I'm going to have a podcast. We can discuss it tomorrow in the Fracking the Hoard podcast. I'm trying to get Jeff from Hayfro Cells on here, but we're having some sort of technical difficulty where I'm having a hard time importing his importance into my thing. So, JL, I just looked at my chat, which I sometimes don't do. And I have JL Stanton. He says animal with an exclamation point. I agree. I feel very accomplished by doing this nuclear reset. It is something that you would have to decide to do on your own. There's nothing illegitimate about it. Super, super important part of it is people worry about the store. I know I said this last week, but you should. I can show you. Let me see. I can show you something. Let me show you something. I will show you my boop, boop, boop. Okay, we're going to look at... Okay, we're going to look at the promotional offerings here, because I think this is important to look at. Yeah, so where am I? Okay, here. So if you look at this, you'll see my promotional offers. So I've done this. It's now the 7th. So for 7 days, I've relisted 1,800. Let's just use 1,800. Easy to double. So that's, what is that? Like 3,600 items? Yeah. So, I'm sorry. Every day it's 1,800. So every 2 days it'd be 36. But 18 times 7 is like 1 million. How many is it? Well, it's way more than I have, as far as in my store or in my free additional fixed priced free insertions in select categories. So you can see I've used 10,000 of the insertions into select categories. I don't even know what those select categories are, but I apparently that's the only categories I list in, because I've only used 2,100 of my 10,000 allotted store subscriptions. If you use a store subscription, so here's how it works. On the very first day of the month, when your store starts and you have items in there, it's going to this number right here in the used is going to be that exact number of items. If it's 1,800, this will be 1,800. When you sell items, it comes off of this number. But when you end and sell similar, it does not. It goes back. Like, so this would, in the morning when I have ended 1,700 or so items, this will now read roughly 400 items. So you only use these when you actually sell an item or as you list more items during the month. This one here, the additional fixed price and search and select categories, I believe these redo every single time. If they can use these, they'll use these over your store automatically. And every time you relist, it adds to this total. So when you end them, it doesn't go away. It just adds more the next time. That's why I'm at 10,000. So I should be able to use these for the next, probably keep an eye on it. But at this point, I'm not dealing with super huge numbers. I got 10,000 in my store, 50,000 in this insertion and select categories. I wonder if I'd like to know actually what these are. When I click on that, it just goes to just says a whole bunch of categories. I don't think it says specifically which ones. But I don't know if like clothing is in there. I really don't know. But I do know that computer stuff is in there and other things, which brings me to my last point, and then I'm going to split. And that is, I was talking with Jeff Hayfra Sells today or yesterday, probably yesterday, and one thing that kind of came to my mind yesterday and today, and he mentioned it in his video last night, so I'm just going to bring it up here too, is that I believe there is something happening, and I've heard other people, even James said it because nobody really knows, but somewhere around June or whenever the real trouble started to happen, I think eBay split the country up. So if you have not unique items, if you have sort of a lot of, like, if you're selling a crowded category, they're splitting us up by region. So I'm selling a crowded category. My stuff is no longer going to California, Nevada, anywhere. It's going to Florida. I'm in Vermont, by the way. So I'm on the East Coast. So it goes from Florida. I have a lot in Pennsylvania, Massachusetts. I used to sell a lot more across the country, and that seems to have changed. And when I sell stuff that's a little rarer, but is like a computer thing where most of the purchasers of that are either in Washington, in the Seattle, Richmond area, or they're in the Bay Area. I sell a lot of Apple stuff too. I want to say Campbell, but it's not Campbell. It's Cupertino. And that in the general Bay Area. That has changed. I'm not selling as many of those items. So what I think happened is the people that are selling those items on the West Coast are getting my sales. That maybe. Just saying that's a possibility. So there's not as many people out on the East Coast buying these computer manuals and stuff. I don't know if that's true, but I'm thinking along the lines of that being true. And then Jeffrey dropped a bomb on my head and said, is this part of the greening up of eBay? So why am I shipping from Vermont to Cupertino all the way across the country in a truck? Are they turning off servers so that, I don't know, at night they're turning off my servers because I'm later in the day and they're just leaving them on in California so the California people get my sales? I have no idea. None. Just an interesting thought and something to do. But if you really, really want to have those page views, the nuclear reset is a viable option. It is insanity as far as I'm concerned. It is not what I signed up to eBay to do, but that's thrown out the window. Now we just do whatever it takes. So with that, I want to thank you very much for joining me today. I think I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to try to do a podcast, maybe even have a guest for the first time. I don't think my wife's going to be back. We're just trying to follow the dumb CDC guidelines with immunocompromised. I'm a little immunocompromised. So she's going to be here for the Primo Kimo Talk Story on the Friday, which is 3 days from now. But until then, you guys have good luck selling on eBay, and we'll talk to you soon.